They were an authentic MC and DJ group.
The best DJs in the world.
What started in the Bronx, they took it to another level.
What we never really get to hear about is the cats from Brooklyn.
These cats in Philly were on something else. They both won world championships, so that pretty much speaks for itself.
Hit this. As I choose the light go, the newcomer.
Prepare yourself.
First of all, this dude right here.
You mention his name, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? They back up.
For the most anticipated hip-hop story ever told.
Transformer what?
This guy's diction was explicit. Dude used to spit, you know what I mean? His ability to have different rhyme styles and flows was phenomenal.
Intricate flow and wordplay.
All about, yo, I'm the best rapper out here and nobody can mess with me, you know what I'm saying?
I am the F to the R to the E.
They were like the priests by Maine when you watch the martial arts movie.
A world champion DJ who would join forces with a world champion MC. Never before seen images include Yo-Yo, Ice-T, MC Lyte, Ice Cube, Monie Love, and DJ Wiz.
Once people heard your name and that you won that battle, you were pretty much the man.
Teach about your mother with the Brooklyn Caesar. She's always good with us. The winner, world champion.
World Supreme Hip Hop. The Freshco and Miz Story.
I was like, wow, this is the same guy who was breakdancing. This is the same guy who was b-boying. And at the same time, I knew he did grab. So I was like, this guy was a true student or son of hip hop. Like on paint, or behind the microphone, and dance, you know, so this guy was the real deal.
You don't really hear about Brooklyn until you hear about Big Daddy Kane. He was hot, don't get me wrong. There was a whole lot going on in Brooklyn with MCs and DJs long before that. And we had MCs, you know, like Freshco, who people knew and people feared. It's like, oh no, Freshco's coming in the party, but we don't hear these stories.
Miz used to DJ for Ice Cream Tea, and that's how I really first heard about him. I was like, wait a minute, I know that dude. All of the Philly DJs are just nice. They probably were the best DJs in the world at that time, you know, and I'm barring none.
I was like, yo, this kid is nice. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
They were an authentic MC and DJ group. A bomb-skilled DJ and a bomb-skilled MC put together.
It was like a perfect team. It was like a perfect duo, like a grand champion in both aspects, both of them winning that seminar.
And we won the belts, the championship belts, and that's how we became partners, and then we took it from there.
I am the F to the R to the E to the S to the H to the C to the O. Freshco, let's go. I'ma get raw, so when I grab the mic, I make sure that you all go dope. Cause I ain't no joke, I rap hard. Foes get dissed and they run like track stars and ripping the scratch. Yeah, let me tell you who he is. DJ Miz.
The year? 1989. Rap music was in its daisy age, spoken in its native tongue, transforming from its fat gold chain image and opening its arms to welcome in real talk rappers from the West. But for a brief moment in her rapidly expanding culture, hip-hop would birth two of her most skillful sons, two students of the game who would draw a vivid picture of what their version of a dream team would be, able to scratch with laser-like precision and rip microphones in a single round. This would not be a story of rags to mogul, nor would it be the story of pop radio superstars. Instead, this would be a story that true hip-hop lovers would know about, who would tell their friends, who would then describe the story to their friends, and so on, until the ongoing talk of these two particular craftsmen is better known as World Supreme Hip-Hop, the Freshco and Miz Story. Two young men from two distant cities with two very different travels. Freshco and Miz would take all of the skill they've honed over the years and take a crack at world supremacy.
Freshco, this prolific MC from Brooklyn, and Miz was a baby. He was a baby. And it's like everybody just like took him on as their like little brother, their little baby brother or something.
Miz was a dude that was just retarded on the turntables. Like, his style was just so unique, and like technically, lyrically, sonically, these guys were ill.
1, 2, 3.
And then Freshco, first of all, this dude right here.
Professor Paul used to tell me stories about the best MCs and the greatest DJs. He told me about Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money. They were world champion DJs. World champion. How could you ever get to that level? The New Music Seminar. This is where Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money won their championships. Hip-hop back then was captivating. MCs and DJs from all over the planet would find their way here to try to get a record deal, to see if they could stand up against the best of the best, or simply to witness something they can tell their friends for years to come. Before you ever even heard of OPP and Hip Hop Hooray, Treach was making his name at the New Music Seminar.
My name is Treach and I'm a triple star MC. If you haven't heard me up to now, I'm trying to get friendly. I hear the conversation.
My story can't claim of how I got rich in hip hop. I never sold millions of records. But I can tell you about a time when my partner Miz and I permanently etched our names in hip hop history. We both had a little something we wanted to show people at the New Music Seminar. I remember we would make fun of dudes still rapping while approaching their 30s. So I figured I'd ride for a while and then I'd move on.
We're live here with Ralph McDaniels. We're gonna get into the next video. What video would you like to see?
The new one by Freshco, that kid Freshco from Brooklyn, I think.
Okay.
All the established artists out here, old school cats. I don't know about the new school cats, but any old school cats that know about Freshco, you mention his name, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? They back up. For real, that's how he brought it, man.
Things that Fresh did that, you know, Jay-Z and Original Flavor and those kind of guys were doing, Freshco had that on Smash early.
I just want to say peace. Freshco and Miz, Word, Jerry Calendar. Yeah, this is D-Nice, right? Chilling on Freshco Music Box.
Cool.
What's up? Chillin'. Freshco Music Box.
You know that guy named Freshco? Cooling here. I'm MC Lyte. If you didn't notice. And we're just cooling.
Freestyling. Just spitting off the top of your head about whatever's on your mind. Can't beat it.
You never will weep, you let us get on like you're from my black sheep. After sitting in your circles, listening to that chit chatter. Black sheep got no armor now, so now that does not matter. Dres is swinging this and you know that I won't stop. So while I got your ears, let me go ahead and shop. No fighter with no life because he's never living grateful. No rhyme will go within, you know, because I'm never nightful. Brothers that be coming with that brown, brown, brown. But no, I got that New York sound. What's his name? Bust the rhyme, wanna kick a rhyme on time to incline your mind to another dimension. People go with that rhyme, I really don't know that I got the tempo. Yo, this is a theory, this is a theory.
We didn't do it to get rich. It wasn't about how many guns I can get. We just loved our hip hop.
Once you win the seminar, it's pretty much known in the hip-hop world. And that means the world, because the New Music Seminar went to US, Japan, Germany, all these places. So once people heard your name and that you won that battle, you were pretty much the man.
What the audience would witness on that day would be nothing less than historic.
I met him about a year ago, but I had no clue this guy was this good.
As I hit like a center block, shocked to leave you. Teach about your mother with the Brooklyn Caesar. She's always good with a stuff at an ugly kid. If not, your pop shot the nasty. Legit as I rip shit, flip and I gas you. And yo, you know I like to autograph your girl's tattoo. Show me your shows back. I love you far. In this seminar, I must leave you scarred and bruised. So take the lose, I mean lost and booze, cause you're through. Where the fuck is you? Judges!
So many people. And in front of all the celebrities we looked up to.
The winner, world champion MC for NMS10 is MC Freshco. Tell me what. World champion DJ Miz.
This is the crib, Fresh.
Yeah. I should be up here on a regular as if I lived down the street.
What? Just a call from the highway like, yo, Miz. Had me 2 cheesesteaks ready.
Oh yeah.
Salt and pepper ketchup.
Yep.
That's what we did it though. We don't play. Ain't you Freshco?
Yep.
This is where it all started right here. 58th and Florence, Southwest Philly. The neighborhood where the scratch mix DJ was really defined. We're halfway between DJ Cash Money and DJ Jazzy Jeff. My name is DJ Miz. It's the crib where I was born, raised. It's the crib where I got my first pair of turntables, my first SB 1200, and I learned everything about hip hop right here in this spot. By the time I got an SP, Jeff had won the seminar. The story goes, the first time anybody around here saw an SP was the Fresh Fest '86. Mantronic, DJ Mantronic was the first one to bring a SP12 out of the studio and into everybody's faces. So naturally, Jazzy Jeff and everybody else followed suit. a DJ hysteria in this neighborhood. In this neighborhood, it's like Alabama and Florida with football. It's just, there's DJs on every block at one time. Literally 2-3 DJs on every block. DJ Bones, Grand Wizard Rasheen, DJ Casper. This way you got the Franchise Brothers. Jazzy Jeff had his whole crew down, and that's just maybe 6 blocks this way. They showed up to see what you was going to freak next. So it wasn't so much at the house parties people came to dance, came to party. They came and they stood at the DJ table like this. Well, let me see what he's going to do next. I did it, and the other dude did it too. Let me go. I heard Jeff's going to be at up on Cedar Avenue. We'd walk up to see and hope he was taping. If he was taping, you paid him some money to get a tape. So, you know what I mean? This was pre, nobody even thought about making records at this time. At least I definitely wasn't. I wanted to make that sound with my hands.
Philly has some flavor. And here this young kid just come from nowhere and just start taking everybody by storm.
Miz watched Jazzy Jeff. He watched all the greatest, you know what I'm saying? And instead of sitting there being a defeatist on something, I can't do that. Come on, like, come on, I don't even, like, transform a what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing that, he got on it and pushed himself.
Before I even had 1200s, I was scratching on whatever was available. My first glimpse, my first exposure to hip hop was on the radio here in this house. It wasn't about making no dough. It wasn't about it was a thrill to be able to do. It was kind of like I don't know. I can't explain that feeling you get when you manipulating vinyl.
He used to like drop down where you couldn't see him. He was the first person to do that. He used to drop down, like he'd be cutting something back. It's like making you get dizzier, making you get dizzier, making you get dizzier, making you get dizzier, making you get dizzier.
Cash Money and Jazzy Jeff were the standard. So it was always that point of reference when when you're DJing. After I started to show up, Jeff's boys or Cash boys was like, yo, that's that little young kid that I've been telling you about. And they would make the face like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about nothing. It was always some kind of rivalry. Plus, when you got some older cats and it's a young dude coming up, they ain't want to give it up just yet.
Freshco and Miz individually are probably the top 10 MCing and DJing. First of all, they just proved it. Them winning the world title. But the thing with Freshco that was interesting was that no one really got a chance to hear all the diversity. This guy's diction was explicit.
I'm ripping a mic in a way that it can't be touching the minute I'm wetting up your damn. Look at a man who's wrecking his jam. You time to get some air fresh. Original, flavorful, affection. Don't be some old sick
dude used to spit. You know what I mean? Rhythm perfection, you know.
He had a swag, he had a style that changed the game so precise.
Green Hornet style. Ready to deck any machete goes that's on top, baby. Check it. It's the original. Pugilism isn't that Freshco puffing on.
His ability to have different rhyme styles and flows was phenomenal. If anyone saw the actual tape back in the day, I actually saw the tape. And that battle was phenomenal because he wasn't the same guy just about in each rhyme.
I put it together better than ever. Composer Serch Petra, the kind of left will wreck you. Kicking angel pleasure. Scratch your saddle, cause this is a battle. That'll leave you diss. I'm pissed, cause you persist to insist.
Freshco's intricate flow and wordplay and mind-bending lyrics.
Unwave for the snow. It's that guy from the noise, Freshco. I hit the scoop. Uh-oh. Where he at? Look, even the depths of the jungle. There he goes. It's a clock. Can't super man incorporated. Crack it, let me air a bit. S O-W, damn my throat. I still flow.
They were technicians within the craft.
In the hospital is where you'll end up. Ripped up, severely broken up and bent up. So watch this, I'm dropping this. There ain't no stopping this. The stylist slit your throat and cut your esophagus. Courageous, contagious, pages are fatal. You couldn't rock a mic if you swung it in a cradle. Beats, rhymes, and dance steps that are funky. Excuse me. Allow me to clear my throat and where was I? Oh, the potent potion.
Freshco himself, man, had everybody shook, including Biggie, rest in peace. If you hear that line with Biggie, he was scared, because you may be the best in the block, but I'm the best in the world. And it was the truth, it's the fact.
Reckon all rappers, including girls, you the best in your block? I'm the best in the world. Got so many styles and orthodox, I'm thick like forks. I ripping the raw plots top notch. Want some of this? I thought not.
He goes, this new guy, Biggie, with this different kind of style who's sucking right up to him. Like, real talk. He was just basically like Freshco God. So then they laid this down, and the intent was for a mixtape, but it was so hot. I said, yo, let's try to do this for my radio show, man.
Representing Brooklyn style, Freshco the flower, the notorious B.I.G. in the house. Dangerous for.
There was no challenge for him. You know, anything that he put his mind to, I think he just did well. He thought of it as something that he had to overcome, and he overcame it, whatever it was.
Yeah, so got my man Mark, my man Corey know the story. What up, remember this spot right here? Yeah. Skill Entertainment Studios right here. This was after the whole Freshco Miz era. You know, this was kind of like, I guess, mid-90s, you know, going into 2000 era. You know, down here just banging out joints. We just used to run up in here, lay the lyrics down. Who we have come by here?
We had Too Poetic from Grave Diggers.
Yup, may you rest in peace.
We had Tragedy, Gaddafi, CNN.
Right. We had Jiv-Pos, Yeah.
This is where it all started. Like, if you were doing, if you had an idea, of course you had, and you need to get it down as far as pre-production and everything like that. You came here, we banged it out.
Yeah, we knocked it out. Bring the MP down here. Had the K2000, JB 1080. You know, lay the tracks down, hop in here, and just lay vocals.
Pull up right here in 5 Points, man. I'm gonna see my man Delp. Supposed to have a little surprise for me, so see what's going on.
Delp, what's up, baby?
What's going on? How you, man?
Oh my God.
You good?
I met Freshco through this guy that used to write Mr. R from MOD Crew. He introduced me to him, you know, and we hit it off from the beginning, man. Whatever he did, he mastered, man. The thing with the bikes, with those guys jumping, doing swirls and everything, he did it. He was just, he just picked up on it, man. Whatever he did. When breakdancing came into the scene, man, and he just started like, locking, but he did it. He mastered it so well, man, that it was so cool, man, to see. So many things, man.
Perfect example. One time Fresh was like, yo, I want to learn how to flip. Come on. I walk across the street, there's like a little patch of grass around the building on the other side. I see Fresh, yo, Jim, what's up? He's like, yo, check this out. Did a backflip. I'm like, yo, dude, when he put his mind to something, there's no way he's getting on that stage. He was prepared for any angle, any attack. Like, he went to war with every updated artillery, whatever he knew was gonna come, whatever shield, suit, whatever.
And whatever he does, he just masters, you know? Same thing with graffiti, man. He did his thing, you know? He did it, he conquered it, he moved on to something else. That's how he is, man.
We was bombing. The work bumps came through. We're running on the elevated tracks in the rain. I was like, yo, how we getting down? We had to climb down. Yo, Fresh was taking me through all of this.
MC champion. He even dabbled in karate, and I saw him at a few tournaments, and he laid a few people out. But this guy was like, whatever he get into, he's like a perfectionist. His job is to conquer it, you know. And I think I get some of that from him.
So now here it is. You're being amazed of this DJ, but at the same time, you're also amazed of this MC.
Rewinding, analyze the rhyme, exit, I flex it, my track genius, my sidekick with my quadrants, rep plus hamstring, cool, none of ya ain't saying a damn thing.
Oh man, I love his rapping, man. I mean, he just used to like rap about anything. Like we used to be walking the street, he used to rap about that garbage can or about this guy holding the camera. He'll just make anything flow. He was nasty on everything. Whatever he did, he was nasty. So Freshco in Spanish, Fresco. It's fresh in Spanish. He said, let's spell it that way, man, Freshco. And yo, the rest is history, man. He blew up with that name.
Handball. I mean, when we were on the courts playing, it was just strictly business on the handball courts. And it was only later on that I discovered that he had this talent. And you know, at the same time, it was underground. It's not the way it is now, so mainstream, and you know, so much money. It was more of a grassroots level.
The thing about Freshco, man, is whatever he does it well, and he moves on.
Philly was just producing DJs rapidly. They were just on another level. They expanded what started in the Bronx. They took it to another level.
At the back room, first floor, had me a nice little couch and a little table. I never really was a painted turntables type of dude. I'm a factory dude. You know what I mean? I like factory rooms. I kept them nice and shiny. It always bothered me when I saw dudes with cup stains and ashes. Actually, I was really kind of offended about it. I shined my turntables up. I liked them fresh. I dreamed about 1200s for so long. I dare not chip them or scratch them. Put the dust cover back on it after I was done. At least in the beginning, that's what I did. I treated them pretty precious. When I started, for the most part, everybody around here would DJ what they call handicap. The mixer on one side and the two turntables next to each other. But as you, I mean, we all knew to turn the turntables to the side, like we had saw Grandmaster Flash and so many guys do. But you realize really quick that that's not practical outside of your own setup. When you want to go and rock where Jeff and them is rocking the same night, or where Baby DST is rocking, they're not going to be moving the mixer around for you. I mean, from time to time they did, but you just got to get on it. You can't move equipment around in the middle of the party. It's just not even reasonable. So I had to teach myself how to not be handicapped with the left hand. Kept that mixer in the middle. One day I just left it in the middle and refused to change it back.
I still set my turntables sideways, which was, I guess, was called Philly style, to this day. And all the DJs who go on the radio before and after me, they always got to change it back to, you know, standard, because they're like, why you DJ like this? But they don't understand, like, you know, this style was like, this was it. This was like, you know, for guys who used to get it in or whatever. So I don't know, to this day I still do that. So that goes to show you, like, how today Miz still influences me.
Yeah, there's certain scratches I do with this hand, and there's certain style that I do with my other hand.
When Miz won that, I was like, oh my God.
I wanted to be the next in line to carry on the legacy of Philly world champion DJs.
They brought their A game, and they let people recognize that they have something more to it than what you just expect.
In my setup, I practice with my face against the wall. That's how you practice when I come up. His DJ setup had a wall in front of you. There was no audience factor. You have to play to the audience. The dudes jumping up on the chair and taking off their sneaker, and that's not how we did it here. It was strictly about the musical composition aspect, the actual what kind of sounds could you make?
Now having proved that they truly belonged, Freshco and Miz would drop Ain't You Freshco? Now you know.
Freshco, the capital F-R-E-S-H-C-O, dope flower. Top of the line rhyme, mind blower. The rap gets kicked like a roundhouse.
And we don't play on Tommy Boy Records.
We don't play. We don't play. Now here's the flat part. Kicked it from the beginning, Miz.
Sharing the stage with Ice Cube and Kid Rock, Freshco and Miz made good on showing the world what elements they thought a real rap group should possess. But Freshco and Miz soon found out that being the most skillful on stage doesn't necessarily equal automatic success, especially in an industry that relies on proper promotion and masterful timing.
Now, yo, it's solo. I gotta do another show for UC. Rocking it for Fresh and my homegirl Innoff.
The capital F-R-E-S-H-C-O is about
We were always clowning, just enjoying this chapter of our lives. Totally fearless, like we knew we had every angle covered.
I am a product of the island nation. Indulge in my patient, solid passion. Put it to a three that you don't do the passion. From the flow, put it with a projection. To a champion at Freshco. Champion at Freshco. Champion at Freshco. Champion at MC. Champion at Freshco. World champ Freshco. World champ Freshco.
Being on the road was definitely a lot of fun. And nothing could top the feeling of when we got on stage.
Yeah, we used to come to the Roxy back in the day. We used to take the train, and the train used to leave us like 4 blocks away. And we used to walk down here, headed to the Roxy. And I was about, I don't know, 14 or 15. I wasn't supposed to be in here, but I would get a fake ID from Times Square. And it was mostly in the wintertime, so I would wear the coat I had on, like covering my mouth, and then I would have a ski hat that would like cover my eyebrows, hoping that you really couldn't tell how young I was. But we walked down here, and as soon as you start walking down, over here was graffiti. You know, it was a wall of graffiti, and you would start seeing graffiti tags that would say Rocksteady Crew, Soul Sonic Force.
Here it is. We was hitting various spots before we got to Roxy. We was hitting the grills and the dance material. By the time we got to the Roxy, I'll say about 82. Same time when we launched off Planet Rock, we opened doors, and then we was involved with all different cultures and different genres of music and sound.
You start seeing rappers in their outfits. You know, back then, like Cold Crush and Crash Crew, those guys were still wearing like outfits, you know what I mean? And you know, that was the look back then, you know. So it was a lot of leather, you know, some silver and black type themes happening. But you would see those cats get out, but these are the legendary cats. So you know, I'm coming to see those guys because I only heard about them. So right here, you know, the line would bubble out, and even from right here with the line getting thick close to the front door and the cars pulling up, letting out various rappers and rap groups. You know, I remember seeing Buffy from the Fat Boys standing in front of here with it was like a jean jacket that said the human beatbox. And it was funny because when I first saw it, the first person I thought about when I saw human beatbox was Dougie Fresh. You know, in my eyes, Dougie Fresh was the only human beatbox. But here you have this other group coming up, the Fat Boys, with their own version of the human beatbox. It was definitely something that you saw happening right before your eyes. The Roxy is just legendary. It's the Studio 54 of hip hop to me. I remember coming down, you know, right here in front of the entrance, you know, you had all these limousines just pulling up, cars pulling up across the street and parking, and you would see people like Soul Sonic Force coming out, just chilling. And we all be waiting to get in. It would be late. Treacherous 3, Cold Crush 4. I used to watch those guys performing from behind the stage, because the Roxy was set up where you had the stage in the middle of the club. You know what I'm saying? And cats would be performing, and the crowd and the people who were dancing in the club would be in the front. But all the break dancers and all the poppers would be at the back of the stage. Flash Dance just came out, so Normski, Wiggles, Fable, all those guys were hot. And I happen to be privileged enough to be all up in that mix. I was raised by the legend of Kool Mo D, by the stage show of a LL Cool J and I Need a Beat, you know, and run ripping down the stage at the Fresh Fest at the Garden.
He saw how Kool Mo D, along with the Treacherous 3, came up there and not only performed, but their presence, their standards. Freshco, when he saw all what was around him, he took a little bit of everything and soaked it and built it and run it in himself to make it to become who he is.
I remember them saying, yo, LL's gonna get on here and do a little freestyle, you know, so let's give LL the mic, you know, he's gonna get up here and do a little something. This was like really like I Need a Beat, Rock the Bells days, right? So he gets up there, he starts rhyming, and you know, I kind of run to the front and I'm on the side and I'm like, yeah, you know, I like this dude, you know, I'm gonna see him rip it down. So he starts rhyming and rhyming and rhyming, and he doesn't stop, you know, so he just keeps going. And I remember looking around and some of the people in the club were like, man, what should we do? And he was pacing back and forth, and he just kept ripping it, different verses, different rhymes. And I think he was making a statement, you know, he was like, yo, I could go all day. And I remember seeing that, I never forgot that. And I remember going home and I kept trying to perfect my craft. And I was like, the next time somebody asked me to kick some rhymes, they're like, yo, Fresh, kick something. I'm just gonna go for days. And I'm just gonna be looking at them while I'm going, like, I'm not gonna stop unless you click the power off or unless you take the mic from me.
They were like the freestyle men when you watch the martial arts movie. Guys, they were just above everybody else because what it took to make them champions, the average weren't able to do, and they wouldn't do it.
I remember taking a long extension cord, several orange extension cords, right from here across to this park, just to set up for one of the big block parties, one of the big cookouts, where I was rocking. One of the first times. This is back before the Transformer, before any of those scratches that y'all now know, hear about DJ Cuba and these guys talking about. Like I said, Jazzy Jeff, always been an idol of mine, always been the guy, the go-to guy for inspiration and guidance to see where him and Cash were the guys who paved the way for this whole new style of what's called now turntablism. While I'm a freshman, Will Smith would have been a senior, junior, senior, something like that. I do remember him riding through the hood, a little extra flossy, fresh off of a deal with Pop Art, who they started. The same guys who started Roxanne Shante, Bismarck. I don't know if folks know that, but their original labels are out of Philadelphia. Marley Marl and all those guys got started with the guys who brought up Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Miz. Fresh drive down from New York, waiting to get a cheesesteak. We parked right along here somewhere like, yo, Miz, I'm outside. And this is where we did it, right here on the front porch. The excitement coming off of that seminar, I mean, I can't even describe it. I remember being really, really excited. If it was not even the same day or the day after, somebody was like, yo, y'all should. And from there, it was just, the ball started rolling.
Here it is, Miz and Freshco, when they came, they brought the strategy of the talent. This guy know how to spit on the microphone. This guy know how to lay down the turntables. Both of them together, it's like Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe backcourt for the Knicks making things happen. And that's the way I was looking at it. So these guys was in the middle of a very important part of the hip-hop culture at that time.
I went to the school of SP 1200, ate, sleep, and drank outside of DJing, which was all I did as a young kid. Once I started graduating into doing tracks and beats and things like that, I would say I spent an hour or so on the track maybe. Fresh never was long with lyrics. I mean, it was a day or so. Once Fresh heard the track and it was like, yo, you know what I mean? It came together. That was the chemistry. That solo scratch on We Don't Play, I remember trying 2-3 different things before the bad meaning bad that we all know now came to pass.
Show 'em what I'm talking about. Bring it back, Miz, one more time. That's fine. That's just the taste of the way that we get.
We are freestyle artists. That's really what we're doing. Battle DJing is about the passion of the moment. People didn't come to party. They came to see the DJ. I remember lots of house parties where, I mean, a party was from 9 to 2 or something like that. From 11 to 2, I was scratching and mixing. Folks were freestyling. 12 to 2 was break beats only. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that anymore. Break beats, funky drummer, let's dance. Ashley's Roach clip, you just, from one break beat to the other, and it was just a MC on the mic. That was a house party. So in '88, when I think Scratch put his foot up on the mixer or something like that, and Tat might have jumped up and used his knee, it took me back to the drawing board. I said, they won't get me again like that, which led to the infamous beatbox technique from '89. I've been credited with what's called pioneering beat juggling, is what it's called now. Me and a guy named DJ Latin. Beat juggling is making a new rhythm out of 2 breaks in a record. Similar breaks or 2 different breaks totally. That, I can honestly say, for me, happened by accident. I'm not sure Latin would admit to the same, but that's what it's called now, beat juggling. You gotta bring some kind of entertainment, showmanship value to the contest. And 1989 made the difference. The particular record I used, 122 beats per minute, jive rhythm tracks, that it kind of made people, it looked and sounded like I was playing the beatbox. That wouldn't have worked with, it only works with a couple different records. It wouldn't have worked with Mama Said Knock You Out or any kind of like contemporary rap record at the time. Number one is vocals. Number two, it's a certain type of rhythm that you can use. You can't do Planet Rock. It works with numbers and 122 beats per minute. Electro, you know, electro 118, 120 beats per minute, drum programmed music. If you can imagine that Planet Rock beat. It just makes people go, 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 go. It works every time. Like I said, you gotta remember, I'm under pressure. DJ Aladdin's been rocking all day. Not to mention, previous in that year, me and Aladdin, who were very good friends, had been battling in preliminary battles the whole year. I would win, he would win, I would win, he would win, and I was out of material. That's another thing that nobody knows. I was back behind the turntables with another friend of mine, DJ Plastic, man. What up, Plastic? Like, yo, what am I gonna do? I used all my heat to get to the finals. I had nothing left. And I literally pulled the rabbit out my hat. The record was Jack the Ripper. Oh, love that record. It was the part of the record, there was no track. So I was able to play with the acapella, that little breakdown. And the crazy thing is, I never had practiced that. That's the God honest truth, never practiced that. It was all I had left. In big games, you come up with big plays, and that's kind of how I equated it. I wanted to win, I had to come up with something, and it worked. We out on Walnut Street, pulling up in front of Third Story Recording. This is where I made the transition from DJ to producer to engineer. Work with everybody in here. Bahamadia, Grover Washington, The Roots, and my man Freshco. We did and all that, recorded, mixed right here. Open those doors, drive your car up, start unloading the MP. That's why you got the name Third Story. We did it here for years and years, kept it moving. Me and my man Freshco, he come down, ask for cheesesteaks. I have his cheesesteaks ready. We did 1+1, like this, y'all. We did and all that. That's the record that was being predicted to be the joint to set it off. Unreleased Freshco and Miz joint and all that. Created, thought of, created right here in this joint. This was my home away from home. People don't know that. Used to get my hair cut over there at Jerry's Barbershop with my boys, get my thing done, come back in here and I mean, put it together. Shout out to Scott Herzog, the Third Story crew. This is where I got it all done.
I didn't realize how big you were. I mean, yeah, okay, Freshco, I see the picture, see the belt, I see the record, you told me about what's going on. But just saying that, it's almost like, yo, people just they jump back and like, and they're telling me history and stuff like, yo, I seen this kid, this is the first time I seen him, and he got on the mic, like, he spit like how people would feel about Nas. That's the impression that Freshco was. Like, he's about to be something, and you didn't get the break to even to showcase.
Right. That's what it was, really. Like, all these names you hear in rap, like the Gangstars, the Fuquans, whatever, Fresh was in that mix, blowing it up. They were fans of him, you know what I mean? When they was doing their thing.
Cats was like, yeah, we know about you, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and all those cats showed me a lot of love, Ice Cube, Kane, LL, Jay, Biggie, it was all, just mutual respect. Of course, I had crazy love for them, but they all was definitely like, we know who you are.
As a child, Shawn was competitive, energetic, and he was always into sports. I always remember him first starting. He loved hockey, baseball, he loved basketball, etc. And he was always good at what he did. There were times when I used to feel that he was taking on too much, but he always used to say, "Mom, I'm up to the challenge. I can do anything that I want and I will get there."
Peace out, y'all.
The YMCA West Philly. This is where all of the shows went down. I mean, everything outside of the Fresh Fest and like the big tours, a lot of the big shows went on right here. Kid and Play, MC Lyte, Master Ace, Public Enemy came here one time. The guy that managed me, Bobby Dance, at the time, was a local, celebrity promoter himself. Remember he had Run DMC. He got them to do It's Like That down at the Elmwood skating rink. Whatever they pay was plus a case of 40s.
Post New Music Seminar, we came up here to rock once. And I remember coming right up here in the limousine.
All of a sudden, we needed a limo. We were the champs.
So we had the limo, and we parked in front of the Y off to the side, but we wouldn't get out yet. And I remember we sent somebody out to go to see if it was hot enough.
See if the crowd's ready for it.
If it was ready, and then we had the limo driver just circle around for a while until it really got thick in there. So
there weren't enough girls standing out, but.
Somebody may have went in and said, Freshco Miz getting ready to get on or something, and that would make people come to the stage, and you would hear the murmur in the crowd. And we just wanted that to heat up a little bit, so we would just circle around a little bit.
That's silly, ain't it?
And then, yes, it's funny now when you talk about it.
We wanted our star appeal. We wanted to hop out of the limo to the paparazzi.
That just became our MO to make sure that there was no questions left after we performed. Nobody should be saying, why didn't Miz do some tricks, or why didn't Fresh kick us a 16-bar freestyle, something like he did in the seminar.
This particular seminar was the big deal. I think it was in his 5th year running at the time, and MC Serch was hosting it. I think like Queen Latifah was there, MC Lyte was there, a lot of very important people, Ice-T. So when you won this particular battle, it was official. It was like a stamp of approval. It was like that grade A Inspector 12, like this is it.
The whole day, the whole contest is all day. By the time it came to the finals, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing some Mad Monkey Kung Fu. You know what I'm saying? I was doing styles. I was kicking some styles to them, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kick it to some videos. You ready?
That's right.
Let's get busy.
We'll be right back with more Rap City in a moment.
Don't question this excellence. I drop styles that slay pestilence. I just invent something from the mental circuitry. Mizzle at a beat that'll be flowing imperfectly. Everywhere to be off the brain unlimited. The style will be so deep you can jump in and swim in it.
I wanted to do hip hop that way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I wanted to have that scratch element with the verses, with the beats. If we could do hip hop that way, I'm good.
Yep. And that's how we don't play. We don't play Came Together fresh off of the battle championship excitement. We put it together like with seminar mentality.
We don't play. We don't play. I am the F to the R to the E to the S to the H to the C to the O.
If we could just stop my verse for a minute and just have you rip it for a second and then let me just take it back, that would be hot. And for the first time, it was like, why don't we just do it?
Yeah, why not?
Bring it back, Miz, one more time. That's fine.
When Miz and I first got together, I already had an existing deal on Tommy Boy. And the best thing to do was to add Miz on to that Tommy Boy agreement and as another artist forming a group. And that's what we did. So we didn't have to go around looking for any deals. And in hindsight, that was probably the best time go around and just
Get
start
shot for
anew.
them, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I had a manager here in Philly, and Fresh had
Jerry Calendar.
he like consultants.
Fresh kind of consulting me. You know, he got the Tommy Boy deal for me, and so at the time after the seminar, it was like we started talking to Puffy, Leo Cohen at Def Jam. We started talking to everybody. I mean, it was like the options were there, and it almost was. It was almost hard to make a decision about, you know, should we go with Rush Management or, you know, because at that time Puffy had success with Heavy D. I mean,
I remember sitting in Leo's office and we were like looking at the roster on that. It was a chalkboard, and but something kind of pushed us away from it. It was like it might have been a little too busy over there for us.
He had his hands full with EPMD because they just came over from
Sleeping Bag or somebody.
Sleeping Bag, I think, and then Redman was up and coming, and then there was that roster on the side, and we were like,
where are we gonna fit in?
It won't be good if Freshco Miz ends up on the bottom of that roster. So now we went over to Puffy, talking to him. We actually were looking to talk to Andre Harrell. At that time, you know, Diddy wasn't Diddy yet.
Nah, he wasn't.
So, you know, here we are talking to Puffy, and we were like unsure about that move too. Through DJ Professor Paul and Howie T and a few other friends of ours, I think True Blue Management managed Chubb Rock and maybe Special Ed. I'm not sure how
Poor
that
Righteous
went.
Teachers.
Poor Righteous Teachers. That was like a temporary solution, I think. So we went with True Blue and we got on that Ice Cube Too Short tour. And that we thought that was a good thing. We either wanted to perform or make more records. We didn't want to deal with administrative work.
Somehow, Tommy Boy didn't really push this to the forefront. And I think a record company got a lot to do with it, you know, and I think that it's always politics too. You know what I'm saying?
I think what happened was the further development and growth of the Devil's Spawn, opening up a Devil's Vortex that sucked all the best groups into it. And one of its main disciples was Tommy Boy Records. Not just that record label, but that record label was notorious for, like, I mean, everybody that was dope. They had so many dope people at one time. My God, Queen Latifah, Freshco and Miz, De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was crazy. Wasn't Digital Underground on Tommy Boy? Oh my God.
They were skills, nothing but skills. Good music and skills, raw DJ skills, raw rhyme skills. But then you look at them and they just look like regular guys, you know? These guys look like, you know, guys I chill with every day, you know? They smile, because you know, smiling back then was, you know, it might have been okay, but then it wasn't okay. You know, I come from the happiest smiley group of all time other than Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. You know? We were okay. We were packaged as that though. You understand what I'm saying? So it all comes in your packaging. They were just packaged as skills and it wasn't really pushed properly, you know? And now that's all people really want to see is skills because they're tired of all of the packaging. You know? People are like the real people who appreciate music and hip hop are tired of all of the fluff.
The label that you're on is very, very important. And if the label doesn't understand where you're coming from or doesn't know how to capitalize on the talent of the group, then it's just not going to work out. Yeah. And you know, with somebody who's just pure MC and a pure DJ, I don't think they really understood what to do.
If Freshco wants to come back and do some hip hop stuff, the lane's open for him. I don't care if he does it with Tyler Perry or if he does it with Oprah Winfrey.
It's a great thing to hear that Freshco and Miz are able to now find that legion of fans that loved them from back in the day, and they're able to kind of show the appreciation they had for them, even when the group might have felt like they really didn't get their proper due, that years later, you know, they can feel like they're getting their proper due now.
You can't erase what they had done, because what they had done is part of history.
Freshco eventually turned his attention toward sound for television, working on projects for Tyler Perry, The Matrix, King of the Hill, and many other shows and commercials we all see from him every day. Miz headed out to Cali for several years and also worked behind the scenes in television. He toured with a hip-hop stage play that would be sold out all over the world. Yep, Freshco and Miz. If you never knew, now you know. One of the greatest duos ever. We all wish we could have gotten more from them, but what they did give us will last forever in hip-hop history.
Flows when a dope Southwest Philly DJ hooks up with a raw Brooklyn MC. The world supremacist, Freshco and Miz. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
That chapter of our lives, it was great. Me and Miz, we were like hip-hop ninjas. We had our little time, and we moved on.
Rhymes amaze, rhymes mesmerize the eye, rhymes that slides a fox a rhyme in the palm of my hand. So I'ma bring the funk through. I grab the mic and kick some Shaolin Kung Fu. Pass me the pen, not a pencil. What goes down is permanent. The artist antidote is taught learning when I say helter skelter. You'd have felt a delta, hyperactive surge. Let's see what else, indescriptional temptation type of thrust. When I choose a topic and break it down to dust. Particles, other artists will die, so start it'll never cease to satisfy. The more you hear, the harder you'll understand the ciphers. Too complex dissection. Shouldn't be entered without parental discretion. Enough enthusiasm, recline and be mentally emptied and replenished. Eventually, when it's the venomous capital F is in Freshco and Miz. You must commence to get busy. YX alphabetical breakdown is backwards. Vice versa, the track works. If you ain't ready, I'ma test you later. An elevator rhyme like an escalator. Nothing but the slamming beats with the raw raps. Cause we got styles and all that.
And all that. And all that. And all that. And all that. And all that. And all that. And all that. And all that.
Once again, another funky Freshco and Miz cut. Tough to snuff ducks cause we crush the pups in the dust cause with no jokes. So pump up the volume cause this is gonna be dope. I'm the F-R-E-S-A-C-O, the solo pro, the flows is yo. On the quick scratch to blast past the class is the brother. We call Miz the wax cutter. Superior DJ, he slays, we pray. As I convey, he cuts foes decay. Relaying displays so scientific like chemists. Slaying all the suckers as the world supremacist. Slow it down, yeah, Miz, mess with them. People are saying dope, testing your reflexes. Next is the Def Miz cut formula. So back up, son, I'm warning you. It's gonna be dope, def, hype, raw, snap jaws. The flows and scores with no flaws, so get yours. Miz the DJ and I'm the poet. Freshco, the flow, it's kicker, so you know it's the world champs. Girls dance, we got the supercalifragilistic dope routine and the jam slam. I grab the microphone for that, feeling of the funk and all that.